So after watching the video on scene 1A, I hope that you begin to notice some of the breaches, especially if you've read through those guidelines and looked through that. I'm going to present them guideline by guideline as they begin to appear. And so as I present these, once again, this might be a good chance to go back and actually look at the video again and think about the guidelines and how they might be occurring here. Now certainly the female therapist here, by the way, who wanted me to let you know that she's purposely getting it wrong and to not lynch her if you should see her out on the streets. She did this as a favor to me. So she purposely got it wrong in many ways, and I asked her to. One of the ways that she is actually getting it wrong is she's not staying mindful of the effects of stigma, of oppression and discrimination, and how that's impacted this client's identity development and how he thinks about himself, is certainly in his sense of shame and confusion. She's not mindful of how this has impacted his identity development and where he is in his identity development. Guideline 2 kind of covers the thought of we don't treat this like mental illness, and she certainly is engaging in a way that seems to imply, if not directly say, well, this could be something wrong, this could be mental illness, this could be something that you've developed that's problematic. Sometimes it's not going to be in this overt way. We may unintentionally in our work create these sort of dynamics where we subtly imply that somehow being gay is illness or going to create discontent. Guideline 3 talks about same-sex attractions, feelings, and behavior, and saying that basically we're supposed to look at these as normal variants of human sexuality. Certainly the clinician here is not treating it as such, that even the wording kind of implies that perhaps this is not a normal variant, perhaps this is illness, and simply they're going to explore, almost in this sort of good-natured and this good-intentioned way that she's really trying to be affirmative and allow that to be there. And you're going to see later on that in affirmative therapy, we don't affirm such things. We actually affirm that same-sex attractions, feelings, and behavior are actually normal variants of human sexuality, and we do a little bit of education. We'll get to that. Guideline 4 is also being triggered here, where in many ways that she clearly is not mindful of how her belief, opinions, and experiences about gay men may affect the treatment. And she, I'll just say this, I don't know that it really came out, but she's not going to seek consultation, and she's not going to refer the client because there's a scene 1B where she's going to continue in another session, in a new session, doing work with someone. And she clearly even says that she's really kind of practicing out of the scope of her knowledge and her training, but just assuming that because she's had a little bit of cultural diversity training, then that must be enough.